This is the third video in our series of Indian English novels. Today we shall do the novel COOLIE by Mulk Raj Anand. In this series of Indian English literature books, you have already come across Raja Rao's famous novel Kantapura and R.K. Narayan's famous novel The Man-Eater of Malgudi. I told you that we had three very well-known writers who introduced the novel form into Indian English literature. The third one after these two is Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand spoke about all the social evils. So today's novel which we have chosen is COOLIE. COOLIE is a laborer, a person who does physical work. I'm sure all of you know the term coolie. And this is the story of a young boy. You must remember that Mulk Raj Anand, Raja Rao, etc. were bringing the Indian idiom into English language. They were using many words, many terms which had Indian connotation because their stories were all based in India. So the word coolie refers to a young boy, Munu. His name is Munu and he is an orphan. We must remember that he is an orphan. Now coolie is this young boy whose short life as coolie is a little more than a year, and he dies very young in his teen age. This story is trying to tell us how difficult life is for poor people and how the colonizer, that is the Britishers who came to India to rule, were often very cruel and did not treat everybody properly. So all these things you will find. Now let us go to the story. You can read the book because it's very interesting. Many of you ask me what books to read. Here I'm giving you a list of stories. All these are excellent books for learning English, also for students of literature, everybody. Now this young boy, Manu, lives with his uncle and aunt because he's an orphan. He doesn't have parents. And he is very happily going to school, enjoying himself in the foothills of the Kangra region in a place called Bilaspur. So we find that the people in the village, everybody likes him. He has a nice childhood. But when you find that he reaches the age of 14, his uncle, who's very poor, says, I cannot manage to feed you anymore. Now you are 14 years old, you must start working. And he takes this young boy, poor young boy, to a place called Shamnagar and puts him as a household servant in a bank officer's house. The bank officer, of course, is not cruel, and the wife is very cruel. But Manu makes friends with the daughter of the house. She is young and her name is Sheila. So to entertain her, she often asks him to do the monkey dance. So Manu does the monkey dance and the little girl enjoys it. But one day while doing the monkey dance, Manu actually bites this little girl. It's only in fun. He just wants to play with her. The mother gets very angry and beats him up and starves him and locks him up, tortures him completely. Manu cannot bear this. He's a young boy himself, 14-year-old. So he runs away. And when he runs away, he hides in a train and comes to a different city. In the train, he meets a very kind gentleman who has a chutney factory. Chutney is what you eat, along with, as a supporting dish along with food. So he tells Manu, I will give you a job in this chutney factory. His name is Prabhudayan. But unfortunately, his partner, the owner's partner, cheats him out of all the money. So for a few days Manu works here, and then Manu has no job at all, because this man himself becomes totally bankrupt. He has no money left at all. Now what can Manu do? He roams around everywhere. He searches for some employment, but he does not get anything. Then he finds that nearby there is a circus which is playing. And this circus, he says, I can also participate. I can do some tricks. So he tries to go along with the circus because he knows that the circus is going next to Mumbai. In those days, Bombay, because this novel was published in 1936. At that time, the name was Bombay, you see. So this little boy thinks, Bombay is a wonderful place. It's a fairy land. So let me go with this circus. Therefore, he travels with the circus and comes to Bombay. But Bombay is a big city. He is totally lost. He doesn't know where to go, what to do, etc. He suffers a lot. He is hungry. He is not able to find any job or any food or any place to rest. He sometimes has to sleep on the roads. There is no place for him to sleep anywhere. Then he finally gets a job in a cotton factory. The cotton factory is very difficult to work because conditions are terrible. Where he works, there is no ventilation. He feels ill. All the cotton goes into his nose and mouth. But he cannot leave because that's the only job. And this belongs to an expatriate British person who ill-treats the workers terribly. So there is one of the leaders of the workers called Ratan. Ratan says, we cannot bear this, we must go on a strike. So work stops, they go on a strike. Again, Manu has no food, nothing, but he keeps close to Ratan. When it becomes very violent, this little boy finds that his leader is nowhere to be found. Ratan might have escaped from the violence. He might have run away, or this left this young person. The others are going on, creating a lot of conflict. Again he starts walking on the roads. Again he looks for something. But as he is walking, one lady comes in her car. And she says that she's of course British, but she's half Indian also. This is Mrs. Menwearing, and she hits Manu, who's badly injured. So she gets worried. She says, oh, this little boy is injured. Let me take him and give him some good treatment. So she treats him quite well, but takes him to Shimla. Shimla is again in the hills. So Manu feels quite happy because he grew up at the foothills. And he says, oh, this is a nice place. This is a place like my own house. The lady is also kind, but she says, you have to pull my rickshaw. The rickshaw is, what you put on your shoulders and go ahead. So Manu does that. He's a young boy. He's just about 15 now. But all this hard work causes him breathlessness, and it is discovered that he has tuberculosis. Tuberculosis in those days was untreatable. It was a disease which was fatal. Fatal means it would lead to death. And that is what happens to this young boy. By the time he is 15 years old, he passes away. Mulk Raj Anand is trying to show us that poor people, people at the lower rungs of society, are always in trouble. They have lot of poverty and bad luck. The people who can afford servants and who can afford everything in life are usually cruel to them. And the cruelest of them all are the colonizers, who a group of people who came to rule India not to love Indians but to greedily take everything which was available in India. The term Nawab was used for East India Company officers who came here. They were poor people in England, and once they came here, they became so rich, crorepati, millionaires, and then they went back and relaxed in their country. Of course, not everybody there was bad. It was only the rulers who were very cruel. So Mulk Raj Anand is trying to show these two things. He himself was educated in Cambridge, and he had close ties with many writers in England. But when he came back, he could understand that they were treating Indians badly. We have a British writer, E.M. Forster, writing A Passage to India, talking about how much there is, where the colonizer troubles the colonized. We shall do it in the British literature section someday. So read the novel, analyze it, look at the characters, and look at the way the title COOLIE. COOLIE is not described anywhere in the story actually, but it is Munu, the protagonist, who's the coolie, and how he has a terrible life. That is what we are told. I hope you have liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done it. Press the bell icon so that you get notifications. Like and hype the video and share it as widely as you can. Join the channel as a member to attend all the live classes I conduct and also to get other benefits. Thank you and all the best.